All right, so now we're ready to start our project. Now it's a scavenger hunt that has to be done outside. However, since it's kind of raining out there, we're gonna wait until it gets better so you can go outside and look for the objects. If you are super excited and you don't wanna wait, you can do a couple things to get ready. And then when the weather's better, you can go out and actually do the full scavenger hunt. So let's go ahead and pretend like the weather's nice and we'll get started. Okay, so you're going to choose either markers, crayons, or colored pencils to do this activity. Now I chose markers and I want you to choose 6 different colors. Now if you want more of a challenge, go ahead and do 9 colors. But let's start with 6. So I have here, I've got a bunch of markers and I'm going to count out 6 colors that I'm going to use. So I've got green, which is 1 color. I've got brown, which is 2. I've got purple, which is 3. I've got blue, which is 4. I've got yellow, which is 5. And I've got red, which is 6. All right, so I'm just going to double check. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And none of the colors should be the same. They should each be different, okay? Now, once you have your 6, or for those of you that wanted to do more colors, 9, you're going to go ahead and make a little mark of each color. So with my red, I'm just going to make a little mark like this. You see that? Move this back so you can see it. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to do purple, and I'm going to make a mark, just like almost like a little square, and you can even do a square shape if you want to make a square shape. And I'm going to do yellow here. You see that yellow? Okay, yellow is such a hard color to see. And then brown. And green, and what's my last color? Blue. Good job. All right, so there are my 6 colors. Let's count them and make sure I have the 6. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good job. All right, now remember, if you wanted more of a challenge, then you're going to do 3 more colors, and that'll make 9 colors. Okay, now when the weather's nice, you're going to head outside, and you're going to find something outside that has the same color as your colored square. So I went outside earlier this morning when it wasn't raining, and I did some of this stuff and found some things. So here's the one that I used when I went outside. Now, I actually wanted to challenge myself this morning, so I did use 9 colors. So let me take off some of the things that I found, and I will put them on like what you're gonna do. All right. So one of my colors that I used was purple, and so when I went outside, I found a piece of purple plastic, which now has disappeared. I think one of my girls was looking at it this morning and asked me what it was, and then I think they took it. So I had a piece of purple plastic, which was actually from a cup in our yard. Now, when you're out on your scavenger hunt, you might find some litter, which is things that we don't want in our yard. So if you find some litter, that's good, or garbage in your yard, that's good, because then you can throw it away after you use it. All right, so pretend I have my little purple plastic piece of cup right here for purple. Then I found this little blue flower. And so that was my blue. And I found in my yard some weeds that are kind of yellow now. And weeds are things that I really don't want in my yard. And these weeds actually kind of dried up, so they made like a yellow color. And that went on my yellow square. And then around my bush outside, I saw some red in this plant. So you can see there's a little bit of red in there. So that was my red color. And then, oh, guess what I found? my purple piece of plastic. So my girls didn't actually take it. I should have looked better. Okay, there is my purple piece of plastic right there. And that was from a cup. So that goes on my purple. So not everything that you find in your scavenger hunt has to be made in nature. It could be things that people have either lost or didn't get it to the garbage, or if the wind blew it into our yard. But you can use all kinds of things that you find outside. Probably not animals, because I don't think they'll stay on your paper too well, and they might be kind of hard to catch. So we'll just stick with some nature things or some litter or things you find in your yard. All right, the next thing I found was this rock, and it had parts of orange in it. So I'm going to put that on my orange square. And then we were out in our yard yesterday, like I mentioned earlier, and we were using landscape fabric, and you put this down on a spot where you want to garden so that weeds don't grow up. So this was a little piece of landscape fabric that I had cut in blue in the breeze. And so I found this, and that's my black, because I had used black earlier. And then here's another little color. This was my pink. I'm going to use this for my pink. It's from a little plant that I had. So I'll put that on my pink square. And then, of course, you know what these are. Leaves. They look pretty crumpled up now because they're actually from the fall and they made it through the winter. And then when the snow melted, they were there in the yard. So these leaves go in with brown. Now you could also put a stick on there too. Here's another leaf. And then I had, and here it is right here, this piece of grass actually goes in with green. And it's so nice to see all those green things popping up now. And even though it's raining, we can't be outside today, that rain has a really good purpose. It's making all of the flowers in the grass grow so that things will be nice and green for us to go out and play when the sun is shining. So rain is actually a really good thing. Okay, so now all of my squares are full for my scavenger hunt. Now, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna bring all of these things in the house, and you can kind of have a little basket to put all of your finds in the basket and then bring it in and then put them back on your squares once you get into the kitchen or wherever you want to do this project. And then what I want you to do is I want you to find a blank piece of paper. It can be any color. Mine's white. And I want you to draw a circle. So here I drew a circle, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to make a face from all of the things that you found. So think for a minute, Now we know, if we look in a mirror, we know that a face has what? Let's start with these right here. What are these? These are my eyes. Good job. So now I'm gonna look at my fun little art things that I found, and I'm gonna use two things to make an eye. Now I'm gonna use this kind of glue. I thought about using a glue stick, but a glue stick I think is not gonna stick very well. So I'm gonna use my liquid glue. And I'm gonna make two dots, and remember our rule, dot, dot, not a lot. Good. And we're going to go ahead and make some eyes. So you know what? This I think would make kind of a good little eye. I'm gonna kind of take that stem off, and I'm gonna put that right on my glue. Now you might find that your object is bigger or heavier and you might need to use some more glue. That's okay. Just don't go crazy. All right, then, oh yeah, that's right. I had another little flower, which I think will make another good little eye. So I'm gonna put that on my other dot for the eye. All right, so here's what I have so far for my eyes. Kind of silly. All right, now, we've got the eyes. What comes next? What is this? A nose, right? And we use it for smelling. All right, so look at the things that you found and think about what you could use for a nose. You know what? I'm gonna use this leaf. Actually, I'm gonna use this leaf, and I'm gonna take the stem off because I don't need that. And I'm gonna put a dot in the middle of my circle for the nose. Okay. Now this guy is gonna need a little bit more glue because he's kind of tricky. There we go. All right, perfect. All right, so I have my eyes, I have my nose, and now what do I need next? My mouth. Good job. Okay, now I think this piece of purple plastic that I found would make kind of a good mouth. Now, this is a little tricky because it's a different shape. So if you need to put the glue on your piece, you can do that. Otherwise, this kind of looks like a line. So I'm going to put just a couple dots on there and then set this on. Yeah, this one's going to be a little tricky. So I'm going to have to use a lot of glue on this one. Okay. All right, so I have my main things. I have eyes, a nose, a mouth. Now what else could I put on? I could use something for hair, couldn't I? And actually, these weeds would make kind of fun hair. So I'm gonna go to the top of mine, see if we can get that in the picture for you, and I'm gonna put some glue down, and then I'm gonna set my weeds right on top to make the hair. Ooh, that looks kind of fun. All right, and there's even a piece of hair that sticks out. You know, sometimes in the morning when you wake up, your hair isn't always in place. This guy, I think, maybe just got out of bed. All right, so now I have his hair, and I have a couple things left from my scavenger hunt. What else could I use? What else could I put on my face? I've got the eyes, I've got the nose, I've got the mouth, I've got hair. How about these things? What are these? Your ears, yeah. So, I've got some landscape fabric that I could use. But you know what? I'm not sure I want to use that. I think I'm going to go back and use this right here, these flowers. And I'm actually going to pull them off of the stick because I don't think I need the stick. And you can do that. You can make your face however you want to. Get creative. There's no perfect way to do this. And if there's something that's just not sticking and you've tried and you've tried and you've tried, it's okay to switch to something else. So when I looked at this piece of black landscape fabric, I could use this for my mouth. If this piece of plastic decides not to stick, I'm just gonna switch it. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm just gonna take out that piece of plastic and I'm gonna put this black piece of fabric down, and that'll be a good mouth too. All right, so let's put these on for my ears. All right, are you ready to see the person that I made? Now, you don't want to pick yours up right away. Let it dry for a little bit, but I want you to see mine right away, so I'm going to pick this up, and hopefully not too much falls. But here's my silly person. So here's my eyes, my nose, my mouth, my ears, and some funny hair. So when the weather gets nice, head on outside and find these pieces. All right, let's say a prayer. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the rain that waters and helps things grow. Thank you for our families and for continuing to keep us safe. Continue to bless us. In your name we pray. Amen. Have a good day. I love you.